So far, I've customized my list display to the extent that I'm displaying a variety of product names, but right now I'm still seeing the dummy values for a price and for an image. And now I'll further customize my Java code. I'm now working in a version of the project named Customize Controls. You can either load this project or continue with the previous one. And I'll be making changes to the Product List Adapter class. My data is being stored in instances of this class product, and the price is being stored as a Java double value. I want to format that as a currency value, and I'll use some pretty conventional Java code to do that. First, I'll create an instance of the Java number format class. It's a member of the package java.txt, and I'll name it formatter. And I'll get its reference with number format, and then I'll call the method getCurrencyInstance. If you want to internationalize your app, you can set the currency instance to a particular locale. Next, I'll create a string that I'll name price, and I'll get its value by formatting the numeric value with formatter.format, and then I'll pass in the price from product.getPrice. Now I'm ready to display that value. As I did before, I'll get a reference to the required text view object in the layout. I'll name this one priceText, and I'll get its value by calling convertView.findViewById, and I'll pass in r.id.priceText, and I'll cast the return value. Then I'll say priceText.setText, and I'll pass in the price. And then I'll run the code again and see how I'm doing. And now I see the correct price displayed with each item. I'll return to my Java code, and now I'll add code to load images dynamically. To do this, I'm going to add another method down here. The amount of code you need to load a bitmap is enough that I'll want to separate it into its own method. I'll make this method private, and it'll return an instance of the bitmap class from the Android.graphics package. And I'll name it getBitmapFromAsset. I'm going to take a string value that I'll be getting from this product class. And that string value is set up in the data provider here. In each of these product items, the product ID matches the name of one of these PNG files. So, shirt101 matches this PNG file, shirt101.png, and so on. So, in order to get a bitmap, I need the product ID. And I'll declare a single argument, which I'll name product ID. Next, I'll add code that I demonstrated earlier in the course, getting an asset from the assets folder, but this time I'm doing it dynamically based on a string that's passed in. I'll get a reference to the Asset Manager class. I'll call getContext.getAssets. Next, I'll create an input stream, and this is from the java.io package, and I'll set it up initially as null. Next, I'll call stream equals assetmanager.open, and then I'll pass in a concatenated string, starting with the product ID and ending with the file extension .png. The error indicator is there because this could throw an exception, so I'll use an intention action and I'll surround that code with a try-catch block. If I get the stream successfully, then I can return the bitmap with this expression. I'll use the bitmap factory class from Android.graphics, and I'll call decodeStream, and I'll pass in the stream. If I get into the catch block, though, I'll return null. So now I have a method that can go get a bitmap based on the product ID. Now I'll display that image in my image view component. I'll get my reference to the image view by declaring an instance of the image view class that I'll name IV, and then once again I'll call convertView.findViewById, and I'll pass in the ID in the layout r.id.imageView, and I'll cast the return value. Next, I'll declare my bitmap reference, I'll declare an instance of the bitmap class, and I'll get its value by calling my custom method getBitmapFromAsset, and I'll pass in product.getProductID. And then I'll display that image with iv.setImageBitmap, and I'll pass in the bitmap object. So now I've overridden the default displays of both text views and of the image view, and I'll run the code again. And there's the result. I'm now seeing the correct image for each product item along with its name and its unique price.